Have you ever considered moving to a small town in Montana? Well, you're going to want to watch this video. This is Stevensville, Montana. It's the oldest settlement in the interior Northwest. And we're going to go through and look at the business district today and talk about some of the amenities on this beautiful fall day in Montana. I'm Craig Siphers, and I work with my daughter Erica at Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley South. And we like to help people move into and out of and around Montana, and we go out to various communities, talk about the real estate, the price points, the landscape, the culture, and the lifestyle. And so let's go out today and take a look at Stevensville. And if we can be a resource for you, please, all the information you need to know to get a hold of us is in the description below. So let's go take a look at Stevensville.
So we're going to start on the south end of town on the west side. And first of all, we have a wonderful little restaurant right here called Romeo's. It's an Italian style restaurant. We have a local, kind of a regional bank. That's the local branch, Farmers State Bank. We have the Providence Health, which is out of Missoula, but they have a clinic there. And then we have our post office, which got run into, so it's got some caution tape around it, and we haven't been able to get in there a little bit. My good friend Jimmy Edwards owns the Burnt Fork Market. It's a local grocery store with everything that you need. They've got a great wine selection, a nice deli. It's a full service grocery store there on the south end of Stevensville. And then there are a few residential homes. The first one actually was a home. Dale Burke had Stony Dale Press located in there. And then you've got a multifamily. And in the far background, you have the Stevensville Museum. And then have a coffee. The Wilsons will take care of you there. Great place to have a cup of coffee and sit outside and enjoy the mild climate in Stevensville. A few residential properties here on the street, and we're going to take a specific look at this house right here. There are a ton of historic homes on the National Register of Historical Places right here in Stevensville. This happens to be just one of them, so let's talk about this particular home.
Here we are in front of the Calvin and Magdalene Cookhouse. And this is an example of Queen Anne transition classical revival, which you'll see a lot of in Stevensville. This home was built around 1910, is on the National Register of Historic Places, and anchors down here on the south end of Stevensville Main Street.
Here's a hair salon along with a chiropractor office, and then just a little bit further we have a renovated home into a commercial structure which houses a real estate operation. And then just beyond that is a just recently renovated building. Fantastic job. It's the old feed and farm. You can see the old Purina, the red and white checkers up above.
This is the J.B. Denayer home, and this Dr. Denayer and his wife Julia bought this lot in 1899, had a local contractor build this Queen Anne style. While you'll see the corner pilasters and the clapboard siding are clearly reveal a transitional colonial revival style, which you'll see a lot of in Stevensville. And you can see a number of these historical homes in our Stevensville video. And we talk about various neighborhoods in Stevensville, so you want to check that out. Leave us a comment down below if you like historical places, and tell us if there's some place you'd like to see in Montana.
Well, this is a quick scan of the west side of Main Street. You can see that nice little facade there in the Best Hardware store, and really a neat area. We're going to look at each one of these properties on the west side. And here we are walking in front of the white picket fence at the Denayer house, and our first stop is Best Hardware store on Main Street. All of your hardware needs are right here, and we also have another hardware store out on the east side highway, just a little bit east and north of where our location is here. And a little bit beyond the hardware store, we also have, that's a rental center in there as well. Rental and garden center. And then just north of that is the Stevensville Playhouse. It used to be a movie theater, but it was transformed into a playhouse, and thespians in Stevensville will put on various productions. This is Jake's. It is a studio, and then we've got hair salon, along with Gigi's Flowers. You can get your great flowers there at Gigi's. And then there is another business and another real estate operation. And then just beyond that is Valley Drug and Variety. There's actually a soda fountain in this, old-time soda fountain. You can kind of see it in there a little bit, but the Valley Drug and Variety has gifts as well as pick up your prescriptions. And of course, you know the old story about the magician who actually turned a corner into a drugstore. You can do that right here, as you can plainly see.
So it's a beautiful October day in Stevensville, and we've got the custom video and audio here. Set up your house. Bitterroot thrift store, which is got a lot of great stuff in it for little or nothing. And we've got our Mission Bistro. In fact, let's go check out the Mission Bistro. Here I am on Main Street in Stevensville, and I'm just going to kind of pan around here. You can see in the background, that's the exit office, Bitterroot Valley North, and here in Stevensville. And this is one of Montana's oldest communities. In fact, it's the oldest community in Montana and actually the interior Northwest. I'm going to show you a little place called the Mission Bistro, which is a fabulous place to eat. Check it out. Here we are at one of the great eateries in Stevensville. This is the Mission Bistro. So I'm going to take a little tour around the Mission Bistro. I'm going to show you the outside, and I might check out some of the watering bowls too. So hang in there with us. There it is on Main Street. It's local food, local folks, Mission Bistro, right here on Main Street in downtown Stevensville. Now we've got Farmers Insurance. That's a Potton agency. We'll probably talk with Brian on a podcast at some time about insurance. These are very historical buildings down here. The area downtown actually burned at one time, and these were relatively new buildings, but they were all built around the early part of the 1900s. A to Z, Man Mortgage, Farm Bureau, Starrett Artists, and then of course one of your favorite watering holes, the old High Country Club, and recently refurbished the Tin Can, which actually is under contract right now, and another great white table restaurant called the Catered Table, and then sandwiched between the Catered Table and the Lonesome Dove Saloon, the casino, is St. Stephen's Episcopal Church. And it is a Sunday, and I'm sure there's folks going to services in there. And I was, of course, involved with the sale of the Lonesome Dove. And that actually was built by Ruth Carmona back in 2000. And at the end of the street here, we've got our Centex gas station, convenience store, and we've got our food trailer. So let's go check it out. So down here next to our Clearwater Credit Union We've got Horns, Fins, and Feathers. One of the great and popular food trucks. And I don't see anybody in there. Oh, there they are. You want to go check these guys out if you get a chance. Horns, Fins, and Feathers right here in Stevensville. They'll be down here all the time. And we at the end of the street, we've got our Clearwater Credit Union. And in Stevensville, we also have displays of art, various spots. We'll check some of this out. So this is the American Legion Veterans Park on the north end of Stevensville. Nice little park down here. Tribute to our service members, armed forces. And we've got a wall of folks that served here. Nice mural on the other side. And our Gold Star Memorial. And over here we've got a little kiosk that tells us a little bit about the area, recreational opportunities. We've got bikes, hikes, paddle roll, ride your horse, and much more. All the way from Florence up here, all the way through, and you can see all the community videos on the Montana Real Estate channel. A little bit about the wildlife. Of course, we've got the Metcalf National Wildlife Refuge just down the street. Here's a map of the town with the various places that we're going to see today, and a little bit about the first inhabitants and some of the places that you might want to visit while you're in Stevensville. And over here we've got kind of the early beginnings with the Indians that were here, the Salish and Kootenays, and there's a little bit of a history, and you can learn more about that on our Stevensville video. And we've got a little bit about the community here, lots of information on our kiosk here. And so headed down the street, we've got several of our cool little businesses, and one of the ones that we're going to pass here is the Origin Market, which is brand new, just opening up. And it's kind of an interesting combination. We've got a floral shop in here, as well as a casino in the back. And we've got our Big Sky Dog House, where you can pick up various hot dogs with all sorts of fixins on it. And then right next to the Big Sky Dog House is our Blacksmith Tap House, Blacksmith Brewery, in an old livery stable where there used to be a blacksmith in there, and that's why they call it the Blacksmith Tap House. It's a cool spot. And then we have a jewelry store in the back. There's some living quarters there. And we've got a little plaque here at 116 Main Street. It's built in 1888, called the Hunter Building.
This is the historic Gleason Hotel. And if you look at our Stevensville video, we talked a little bit about the history of the Gleason Hotel. And it has had various businesses in it over the years. The top now is into apartments, and down below used to be the location of the Golden Nugget. Then it became the eating saloon associated with NFL great Russ Francis, and then eventually Ruth Carmona bought it, moved across the street, as we saw over there on the west side of Main. And then right next to that Gleason Hotel is our North Valley Library, and they've got a large mural there. So the North Valley Library is a great location. You know, you can use your computer, check out your books, and typical library there on Main Street in Stevensville, and it's in various buildings that have been renovated to accommodate the North Valley Library. Next to the North Valley Library is a physical therapist office. This, once upon a time, was the post office in town, and it's housed a number of businesses since, and currently is the offices for physical therapy. And right next to that is the current First Security Bank building. Previously, it was Rocky Mountain Bank, and now First Security houses in there. And there are a number of First Security branches, all part of the Glacier Bank system in Montana, and we would have seen some of those in our various other videos, including Lakeside most recently. And so this is all on the east side of Main Street, so you've got pretty much all the services that you need, from medical, groceries, banking, hardware, entertainment, and so right up here we see this banner that there's lots of times there's a banner across Main Street that will be advertising, if you will, some of the current events that are going to be happening, whether it's going to be Creamery Picnic. In this particular case, it's the Scarecrow Festival that happens in October along with the Brew Fest. So that kind of gives you an idea of what is happening in the community in Stevensville. And big banner right there on Main Street. And then right here on the corner is the old First State Bank building that was built around the turn of the century, and now it houses Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley North. This is a four-way stop right in the middle of town, and of course Stevensville has a population of just something over 2,000 people, and it was established in 1841. So there's a lot of historic buildings, including this particular old bank where the vault is kind of a conference room. Next to the real estate is the State Farm Insurance Office. We've got a t-shirt shop right next to that, and then we've got our distillery, Montana Distillery, where they have got some great spirits and a vintage furnishing store, along with Trapper Peak Coffee. And right next to that is a nice open lot with seating so that you can enjoy your coffee that you get from Trapper Peak. And next to that is a cool little tattoo shop that has some residential occupancy in the back, and then relatively new building that houses Marsh McClellan Insurance here, and the old home of First Security Bank right next to that. You can see the logo of the horse up there. And they, of course, have just recently moved down to the old Rocky Mountain Bank. And then this is CJ's Den, and it's a great place to eat. They've got a little casino in there. Then just behind this green fence is CenturyLink that provides your phone service for much of the valley. And then we've got right next to that our CPA, Wade Weber and Company. And then housing in that same professional building is a licensed therapist. And we've got some residential in here, including a multifamily near the end of the street. And then past the multifamily, we have a Stevensville Physical Therapy, relatively new building and a nice addition to Main Street in Stevensville. So you've got Stevensville Physical Therapy. Again, you've got all the services that you could possibly need in Stevensville, from counseling to watering holes. So the other thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to be clean. And fortunately in Stevensville, we have the Salon complex right across the street from Stevensville Physical Therapy, where you can get your laundry done at Easy Cleaners or take it in yourself at the Fast and Fluffy
and around
Laundromat.
The corner from Easy Cleaners, you have Kodiak Jack's restaurant, and they also have a casino and full bar over there. So that was our tour of downtown Stevensville. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember, we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel, the Montana Real Estate channel, sponsored by Siphers Family Real Estate. We've been helping folks since 1966. You can find all the information in order to get a hold of us in the description below. So until our next video, we'll see you next time.